thanks a lot for providing us this opportunity to basically share our knowledge on Hadoop with you guys, and we'll make sure that you guys get to your goals in any form of maybe you're looking for a better opportunity, or you're looking for knowing what Hadoop is and how does it fit, or where do you fit in this ecosystem. We'll try our best to help you with that. So let's get started with a very small introduction, and from there we'll just have a small presentation, and then we can go ahead. Now what we would request you guys is that we'll unmute each one of you. If you guys could just say your name, what you work on, and what are your expectations from the course, that will be fantastic. So let's get started. So we start with Ashwani. If you could introduce yourself. Yeah, we've unmuted you. Yeah, Ashwani, if at all you are having issues with the mic, just put it on chat and I shall introduce you to the group. Meanwhile, we'll go to the next person. We'll go to Chandra. Hi Chandra, if you could introduce yourself, that will be great. Hello. All right.
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yeah, Chandra.
Hello?
Hi. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Hi,
working
Chandra.
as an application architect. I've been like 10 years experience in IT.
10 years experience in IT, and you're an application architect. All right. And
I have Java background, Java JDK.
And what is that you look up to this course for?
Yeah, basically I want to get into like the big data technologies. So I heard Hadoop is open source and they have a lot of opportunities, and so that's the reason. And I have the Java JDK background, so I thought it will be easy to learn, and also have a lot of opportunities for the big data.
All right. So probably you are exploring big data as a path.
Yeah.
So great. So welcome to the class, and we'll make sure that by the end of this this whole training, you will really have the complete clear picture of how big data plays and how you can play a role there.
Thank you.
Yeah. Welcome, Chandra. Okay, we have Ashwani, who's I think some problem with the mic, so that's why. Okay, I'll unmute you, Ashwani. I think now you have your this thing. Yeah, go ahead, Ashwani.
Hello.
Yeah, hi, Ashwani. How are you?
Yeah, hi. Yeah, I am fine.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Yeah, actually, I am a Linux admin. I have experience of 3.5 years in Linux only, and my total IT experience is around 5.2 years. Okay. I just came to know about the Hadoop. I just want to know what it is used for Linux admin, but not in the developing side, only for the Linux administration.
So basically, you want to know, is it a good way to say that you're looking for the administration side of Hadoop?
Yeah, definitely.
All right, sure. Yeah. So we have a lot of parts covering, setting up multi-node cluster, memory train, scheduling, and all that. So we'll make sure that you get there. Yeah. So welcome, Ashwani. And
Okay.
yeah. All right, we have Dinesh. Hi Dinesh, if you could introduce yourself, that will be great. I think Akash has also joined, so we'll have Akash next. Yeah.
Hello guys, my name is Dinesh. Are you able to hear me?
Yeah, but your voice is really breaking.
Is it better?
Yeah, it's slightly better. Yes, Dinesh, go ahead.
So, I'm a SQL admin. I've been in the SQL Server administration for 8 years. And I'm here to understand how SQL...
No, Dinesh, it's completely broken. Yeah.
Okay, let me join in from the phone.
Yeah, either you join or you can put it on chat and I shall be introducing you to the group.
Sure.
Yeah. So, hi Akash. Hi Akash, if you could just
Hi.
introduce yourself.
Yeah, I'm Akash. I'm working as a data analyst in IBM, and I have a total 4 years experience. So I just go through the online, and I was researching more on Hadoop. So I just came by. Means I thought, okay, let me just attend the demo and see what it is and how it goes and all. So just that's the reason I'm here.
Okay, sure. Yeah, so by the end of the demo session, certainly you'll be very clear with what we are going to cover in this class, how the class will be scheduled, and how this whole course is structured, and a bit of what exactly is big data. From there, I think you'll be in a clear position as to whether it, it is something that you should pursue or something that's not in line. So, I'll try my best in over the next 60 minutes to give you that complete idea. So welcome to the demo session. We make sure that we give you that complete idea.
Okay.
Hi Durga, uh, welcome to the class Durga. Please go ahead with your introduction.
Hi, this is Durga. I had 5 years of IT experience with informatics as a background, ETL experience. So I thought Hadoop will be the next feature. So want to explore and go into the path of Hadoop with the big data.
So I want to explore this part and see how it works.
Yeah.
All right, fantastic. So welcome to the class, and yeah, we have good amount of stuff which we'll be talking about big hive and how this whole ETL thing works from the Hadoop perspective, and we'll basically cover that in the demo to tell you that what exactly do we cover in this. So yeah, by the end of the class you'll certainly have idea of how this course is going to impact a BI guy. So welcome to the class, Dinesh. Durga, sorry. Yeah, I have Dinesh's introduction on chat. So I would like to take this opportunity to introduce Dinesh. So Dinesh is 8 years experience in SQL Server admin. And basically wants to know stuff like Scoop, Pig, and Hive. Is not having much exposure on Java and wants to basically see how these ecosystem projects play with Hadoop and how he can basically understand this whole picture. So welcome Dinesh. We'll make sure that we cover, we'll explain you in the demo session as to what all we cover on that perspective, and then from there we can take ahead. Welcome Durga. Yeah, so now we have next. Next we have Gokhale. Hi Gokhale, if you could just go ahead and introduce yourself, that will be great. Hello? Yeah, so, alright, so Gokhale has 12 years of IT experience. He is out and out Java and J2E guy and wants to explore Hadoop. Welcome to the class Gokhale, and I'm sure that the class would certainly take you to the destination of what exactly big data is and how it fits everywhere. Yeah. Next we have Jaydev. Hi Jaydev. If you could introduce yourself, that would be great. I guess you are on the phone, so if you could put on chat, or you want me to unmute you on phone, we can do that. So I have sent you a code. You can press that and speak over. Yeah. All right. So meanwhile, once Jaydev gets, let's go ahead with Lalit. Hi Lalit. If you could introduce yourself.
Hi, this is Lalit. I have 6 years of experience as Linux admin, and I'm looking into Hadoop administrator. So I'm new to Hadoop, and that's why I joined the demo session. And I need to get into clear picture how Hadoop works so that I can join the course. And I need to know how better it will help for me in the future.
Sure.
Thank you.
So we'll cover that ahead in the demo session, so it will give you a complete idea of it. So welcome Lalit. We have Mohammed next. Hi Mohammed. It would be great if you could introduce yourself.
Sure. Hey, first of all, thanks very much for giving this session. Hey, hi, this is Mohammed. I have 8+ years of experience in the e-commerce space, mainly in Java J2E. I kind of wanted to know what Hadoop is and how I can use that in terms of big data analytics perspective and stuff like that.
Sure. So certainly this the whole course over the period of 40 hours would really take you in depth of what is Hadoop and all the technologies that are around that. So we'll certainly make sure that you get to your goal from that particular perspective. In the demo class, we'll explain you what exactly we are going to cover in this whole course. So thanks Mohammed, and welcome to the class. Yeah, we have Prashanti next. Hi Prashanti, if you could introduce yourself. Hello Prashanti.
Hello.
Yeah, hi Prashanti.
Hi. I have 5 years of experience in mainframe, and I don't have prior knowledge of Java.
Okay. Okay.
So just want to know what Hadoop is, if it's easy for me to learn, and just want to.
Sure. Sure. Yeah. So welcome to the class, and I'll certainly cover that part of how how easy or difficult Hadoop is to get into and what all is prerequisite and all that stuff. Meanwhile, we have so welcome to the class, Prashanti. We have Jaydev's introduction. So Jaydev has 10 years of IT experience and is mostly into BI. That is, you'll have DW and stuff like data stage. And wants to move to Hadoop as a career. Great. So welcome Jaydev. Yes, we'll certainly make sure that we help you as much as we can in terms of your goals. So we have Rabindra next. Hi Rabindra, if you could quickly introduce yourself.
Yes, so actually I have around 12 years of experience in Java. I'm a group lead in a telecom company.
Okay.
So just interested to know what is this Hadoop and how it can help me in future in coming days.
Sure. So welcome to the class, Rabindra, and certainly your questions would be answered in the whole course. Yeah. Next we have Raja. Hi Raja, if you could quickly introduce yourself. Raja, if you could quickly introduce yourself, and if your mic has a problem, you can very well introduce yourself on chat. Hello? Yeah, your voice is really low. I just heard some 12 years of Java J2 experience. Is that right? Raja, your voice is not at all audible, Raja. Hello? Yeah, Raja, I would request you to go ahead on chat and basically introduce yourself. Probably your mic has some issues. All right. Meanwhile, we'll go ahead with Srini. So, hi Srini, if you could introduce yourself. Hello. Hi Srini. Srini, again, I guess there is some problem with your mic. So Raja and Srini, would be great if you guys could introduce yourself on chat, and I shall introduce you to the group. Yeah, hi Suryani.
Hi.
Yeah.
I have around 9 years of experience, and I have worked in mainframe CI/CD as developer, and I also have worked as an automation engineer, automation testing. I'm new to this Hadoop because I want to switch technology, and Hadoop being a big shot in market, so I would like to know means exactly what it is. And before I start, I would like to know if there is any prerequisite for that.
Okay, sure. So welcome to the group, Suryani, and yeah, your questions would certainly be answered. We have Tarun next, I guess. So Raja, Srini, and Shailendra. So if you guys could quickly introduce yourself on chat, also that will be really great. Okay, let me just see if Shailendra. Yeah, hi Shailendra.
Hello, hi.
Yeah, hi Shailendra. How are you?
I am good here.
Yeah. Yeah, Shailendra, if you could just quickly give your introduction and what are your expectations as such from Hadoop as a technology in this particular training, that will be really great.
Just a minute. My voice is echoing.
Okay, not a problem. You can very well introduce yourself on the chat. Should not be a problem.
Yeah, can you come again?
You can very well introduce yourself on chat, and I shall introduce you to the group. So if your mic has a problem, you can certainly do that. Okay?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually I am looking for whatever the Hadoop new things I want to actually that is new for. I am just working on a data stage. That is 8.7.7 version.
Okay.
And data warehousing concept I know about everything, but just I'm going to explain on Hadoop things, and so that's why I joined.
Sure. So welcome to the class, Shailendra. We'll certainly take you through what exactly we are going to cover and how it's going to take you through the whole thing.
Okay.
Yeah. Hi Tarun. So we have Tarun's introduction. So Tarun has 6 years of SQL and ETL experience and wants to check where is Hadoop in the market standing basically, and see if it fits him. Yeah. So welcome Tarun. We have Tony next. Hi Tony, if you could quickly introduce yourself. Okay. Oops. I have to unmute you. Hi Tony, go ahead. Tony. Alright, so Tony has 25 years of experience. Raja has, okay, so Tony wants to explore Hadoop. Alright. We have Raja who's 8 years of experience in Java J2EE and wants to explore Hadoop. Sure. So welcome Tony and Raja. Venu, if you could introduce yourself, that will be great. And Srini, if you could introduce yourself, that will be great.
Hi, this is Venu. I have total 11 years of experience in IT.
7 years, right?
No, 11 years.
11 years experience in
IT. And basically, I have a background of data warehousing as well as experience in mainframe. So, wanted to learn Hadoop and explore how it fits in with the data warehousing.
Sure. Okay. Awesome. So Srini, if you could help us with your introduction, and then we have Joe who's joined us. So Joe, if you could introduce yourself, that will be great. So probably what technologies you work on, your experience, and what are your expectations from the class. If you guys could just introduce with that, that will be great. So Srini and Joe, if you guys could go ahead, that will be great. And if your mic has a problem, I can very well introduce you on the chat. All right, I guess they have, I'm not sure if they are able to hear me clearly. All right, so we'll go ahead with the class, and we'll once they introduce themselves, we'll just go ahead and all right. Joe, you are there in the class. Can you quickly introduce yourself on chat? All right, so let's do this. Let's go ahead and we'll come back as. So let's first talk about what exactly are we going to cover in this class. Okay. So typically this is a 40-hour course, and which covers both development and administration in depth. Okay. So we start our day one with talking about what is big data, why we all should really care about big data, and how does it solve, how does, let's say, Hadoop fit in there. So we talk about big data, we talk about Hadoop, we talk about HDFS and MapReduce. Then we talk about Hadoop ecosystem, where we'll talk about Pig, Hive, Flume, Scoop, and Uzi. And so this will be first 2 days where we'll really get familiar to Hadoop. And day 3, you will receive a virtual machine from me, which will be a CentOS based virtual machine, and we will install Hadoop in a pseudo distributed mode. So basically you'll put all the processes of Hadoop on one machine and basically set it up ground up. And day 4 is when we really start doing the exercises. So we'll run our first MapReduce program, we'll do our Scoop hands-on, Flume hands-on, we'll do some hands-on on Hive also. And day 5 is when we do a multi-node setup on Amazon. So we'll go to Amazon, purchase 2 machines, and we'll do a multi-node setup there. This will be our syllabus for, let's say, week 1. Week 2 we get into how do you really get started with a Hadoop project. So what all do you consider from the hardware perspective, operating system perspective, network perspective, is what we'll cover in day 6. Day 7 we will dissect the word count program. So basically we've given you one program. Now we'll go line by line to understand what exactly that program is doing. Next few days we will go really deep into the MapReduce. So what we'll really be talking about in MapReduce is the common design patterns, what latest stuff you can do, and we will have a lot of hands-on on MapReduce. Day 13 and day 14 is when we really get deep into the ETL stuff. So we talk about Pig, Hive, and we go deep into what is Pig, what is Hive, and we'll do a complete hands-on on Pig and Hive. So we'll basically load the data in Hadoop, and we'll query that data and transform data in whatever ways we want. So this will be our first 3 weeks, and week 4 really gets deep into administration part. So there is an administration refresher, so we'll talk about how do you set up a cluster and all. Day 17 we talk about how do you go about scheduling in Hadoop. Day 18 we would get into monitoring your Hadoop cluster, so how we can use stuff like Ganglia. Day 19 will be best practices in administration, and day 20 we'll have a 50-mark test which will have 20 development questions, 20 admin questions, and 10 general Hadoop questions. So this is how this course is structured, and over the next 20 odd days we'll go through one by one. So this is going to be an exciting journey of Hadoop as a whole thing. Now we'll have a small demo of a presentation, and after that we'll open the floor for any kind of questions. Meanwhile we have Joe who's in. Joe, if you could quickly introduce yourself, your experience and expectations from the class, that will be great. Joe, can you hear me? Alright, so if you could put your introduction on the chat window, that will be great, and Ash will be more than happy to introduce you to the whole class. So let's get started with the presentation. So this particular presentation is basically our first couple of days presentation. Here what we really talk about is we'll have a small introduction. We'll talk about what is big data. We'll talk about what is Hadoop. We'll talk about Hadoop ecosystem. We'll talk about, we'll get into, we'll have a deeper dive on HDFS and MapReduce. and finally, we take questions. So anytime you guys have questions, just put it on chat and I shall answer them at the end of session. So let's see what we are going to see in this session. In this session, basically in the first couple of days in the course, we'll have a small sneak peek of it. I'll typically introduce you to big data. I'll introduce you to Hadoop, explain how Hadoop works, get friendly with HDFS and MapReduce, get aware of Hadoop ecosystem, and understand how Hadoop is used in the real world. A small introduction of myself. My name is Ravi, 7 years of IT experience, 2 years of corporate training experience. I'm a Cloudera certified Hadoop developer and a Cloudera certified Hadoop administrator. So I've done certifications on CDH3 and CDH4 both for development and administration. Along with that, I have some certifications on Java and PHP. So that's about an intro. Now let's get to what is big data. Now, before we really get into what is big data, let's first understand why big data is so important. Why do we really, pay so much attention on big data? Now, as per IDC, big data market will be $24 billion market by 2016. So what we are really talking about is like $24 billion market. So even if you're an individual working somewhere, you're a project manager in a company and looking for the next level of growth, or if you're a startup, big data has an opportunity for each and every one. Big data would create 4.4 million new jobs by 2015. So in next 2 years, we are talking about 4.4 new million jobs. Let's not talk about couple of years from now. Let's not talk about couple of years from now. As of this very day, this particular moment, United States alone is having a shortage of 200,000 big data professionals. So there is a lot of offering for everyone, and be it an individual, be it a company, there is a huge market out there. Now let's talk about what exactly is big data. In the most layman terms, simplistic terms, or they say that in the grandmother's terminology, big data is any amount of data that a single physical machine cannot handle. Okay, so if you had all the money, the best machine you can buy would be few terabytes of hard disk and few gigabytes of RAM. Okay, and in spite of how much resources you have, there is a limitation to how much you can push it in a single machine. But the data that we are going to talk about can be a scale of a petabyte, and no single physical machine can handle a petabyte of data. So big data is any amount of data that is a single physical machine cannot cater to. So let's look at it. Big data is the amount of data that is beyond the storage and processing capabilities of a single physical machine. So along with volume, there are two more characteristics to big data. We'll see that. Now see, so we've already said that data that is extra large volume. Now what we are going to talk about other than extra large volume in big data is two things. One is variety and another is velocity. So see, so far we've always seen data as something that is in a relational database. So you have your rows and columns and everything pretty structured. But what big data talks about is data can just exist in any form. Okay, need not be really structured in rows and columns. It can be log file, can be a JSON file, can be a XML file, can be just anything and everything. And along with that, the third characteristics of big data is velocity. So typically big data problems or big data technologies are deployed at a place where data is getting generated really fast. The best example is Facebook. The amount of photographs, comments, likes they get every second is huge. So the velocity of the data coming in is really huge. So let's reiterate. You have three characteristics of big data. First is volume. For data to be referred as big data, generally the volume has to be really massive. Second is the variety, where for data to be referred as big data, generally the data would be semi-structured and may originate from variety of sources. And third is velocity. For data to be referred as big data, the rate at which data comes into your system is really fast. Let's crudely and quickly visualize big data. So you have a single physical machine that is really nice, but the data exceeds the amount of storage required. That's volume. Data comes to you at tremendous speed. That's velocity. and data is coming from multiple sources, can be weblogs, can be tweets, and that's variety for you. So these are 3 V's of big data. So whenever somebody talks about big data, he's typically talking about huge volume, data coming from multiple sources in multiple formats, that's variety, and data coming to you really fast, and that's velocity. Now before we go ahead, we have a question, I guess. Okay, we have a lot of questions, by the way. So let's do this. Let's understand. Let's take these questions after the demo session. So we'll be done with the demo session in next 10 minutes, and we'll open the floor for questions. So meanwhile, guys, please go ahead and keep on writing your questions in chat, and I shall be more than happy to answer them as they are. Now, the next thing we are going to talk about is, so over the period of time while I've been teaching big data, a lot of students have come up with logical questions and really nice questions. So what I thought is I would compile most of the fantastic questions and create this big picture where we say, okay, now with this big data, and let's put some more questions that were really logical to fit this big picture. So here goes few questions. So one question is, fine, big data is clear, but how does this data look like? So the idea is, so we are clear that okay, big data is one machine cannot handle it. But how does this data look like? So there's no defined set as to how big data looks like. Big data can look anything like an RFID system generated file, can be web log, can be user interaction log, can be transaction history, can be tweets, can be just anything, just anything. What do we do with this data? Fine, so we understand big data is huge, we understand it can look like anything, but what do we do with this data? This data does not really appear to be transactional. So what do we do with this data? The simple answer is analyze it. The difficult question then is, what's the value in taking pain of analyzing this data? Why should I really analyze this data? Why should I, deploy a team of people, deploy hardware, and then analyze this data? Now, it's in this huge heap of data there are golden nuggets of information which can really give you an unfair advantage at a business place. Now, the best example is Amazon. Now, because Amazon plays with your data really well, what they do is they give you fantastic recommendations. So if you search for a game on Amazon, Amazon figures out, okay, this guy appears to be a gamer, and they then send you all the recommendations very close to gaming. Then if Amazon figures out, well, you have 1 year baby and you bought diapers from them, everything around is only on baby products, and that's what Amazon wants you to do, buy more products. Now, most often, because the recommendation system is so powerful, you end up buying stuff that you never intended to buy, and that's where companies are seriously making money. So while big data appears to be a buzzword, few companies have seriously made money out of it. So, can some use cases of analyzing big data? There are hundreds of use cases on the web that give you analysis of how big data was used. We will cover a few in the class. So first would be identifying your most important customers on multiple parameters, not only the amount of purchase they make, but few other parameters. Identifying the best time to perform maintenance based on usage patterns. You have a huge system, you want to bring it down for maintenance, and figuring out what is the best time to do that. Third is analyzing your brand's reputation by analyzing social media posts. So there's a third one where a lot of companies are using social media to figure out what people are talking about their own companies. And there are another hundreds of use cases that we'll discuss over the course. Now, the golden question. Fine, I understand there's a lot of data. One machine is not able to handle it. How am I going to analyze this data? One machine is not able to handle it for me. As the volume is beyond processing and storage ability of a single physical machine, we need some distributed way that has to be used. So one machine is not enough. We need to get few machines together and make things work. Now comes the tough part. Wait, distributed systems like MPI have been around for more than a decade. Since our college days, we had a subject on distributed computing. So do we even need to take this class further? Do we need to even take this course further, or does the world really need another distributed system? Now distributed system is an old topic, 15 years old. Why is the trainer talking about distributed computing today? Which like everybody knows it. And does the world really need another distributed system? The answer is yes. The world certainly needs another distributed system, and we'll see why. So if you look at a typical distributed system that has been existing for past years, in our college we used to study about, I'm sure everybody would have heard these vague names like MPI, Corba. So all those things have been in place. Now let's look at a high level how distributed systems work. So typically, let's say you want to analyze 10 terabytes of data. You will store all that data in a SAN, which is a storage area network. And what you would do is you'll push all your app servers and you will push some code to the app servers, and your app servers will basically read part of the data and analyze it and write the output. So let's say you have 10 terabytes of data and have 10 app servers. Each app server will read 1 terabyte of data, bring it to itself, and process it and write the output. So if you look at the flow, programs run on each app server. All the data is on storage area network. Before execution, each server gets the data from storage area network, and after execution, each server writes the output to the storage area network. So this approach had some problems. Let's see what problems they had. So if you look at this approach, first problem was huge dependency on the network. So every app server would read 1 terabyte of data, bring it to its local machine, process and write. And if there are 10 app servers, 10 guys are continuously reading so much of data just and transporting it up before processing. So there's a huge dependency on network and huge bandwidth demands here. Scaling up and scaling down is not a smooth process when it comes to typical distributed system. So see, in a typical distributed system, if you were the programmer, I would have to give you some idea of, okay, we are going to run this on a 3-node cluster. Tomorrow I cannot scale that 3 from 3 to 3000. I just cannot do it. So I'll have to change my program to make sure it works on that kind of scale. So scaling up and scaling down was not a smooth process. Partial failures are very, very difficult to handle. So in a distributed system, if you are running 100 machines, what if machine number 88 fails? Well, you're out of luck and you'll have to figure out your way to do things. A lot of processing power is spent on transporting data. So if you look at this existing system, a lot of processing power is spent on transporting data. Fifth, data synchronization is required during exchange. Now each machine, when it gets the data, what if the data has got updated? So there has to be continuous synchronization. Moreover, machines need to know what others are doing. So these were problems with a typical distributed system, and that is why if you guys see, in spite of being around in the market for 15 years, distributed system hasn't really taken off. Let's ask ourselves, how many of us are working on distributed systems? We aren't really. So because these issues were there, distributed computing was very, very tough and very few companies were using it, and that's where world needed a better solution, and that's where world came up with something called as Hadoop. So big data is any data that is huge. Before Hadoop, people were using typical distributed system that had its disadvantages, and that's where Hadoop has come to basically beat all the disadvantages. So what we've covered is problem with typical distributed system, what is big data, why big data deserves your attention, and that brings us to the end of the topic of what is big data. So that's like a sneak peek of preview of what we kind of cover and how we go about covering this whole class. And now I guess there are a lot of questions, so I would open the floor for questions. Feel free to ask all the questions and I shall be more than happy to answer them. All right, so let me see if we can have questions. We'll take one by one. Okay, so let me take questions as they have come. Wow, we have a lot of them. So let me just copy all of them so that everybody can see it. All right. So this question number 1. We'll just zoom the font. I'll just zoom the font so that I hope it's clear now. Okay, one more question. Yeah. So we'll have a bookmark on this, and from here we'll take the other set of courses. So let's get started with questions one by one. What company has to have if it wants to deploy Hadoop? I mean the file system, hardware, and database. You need a lot of hardware first. Okay, and hardware is not typically. It has to be really server grade. Typically, hardware would have 32 GB of RAM and at least 4 TB of storage, and the minimum networking requirement is 1 gigabits per second within the cluster. And there is a complete topic on it, which we'll cover on day 6. So in the course, day 6 is dedicated to hardware requirements and setup. How important is to know, it really depends on this. So I'll be really unbiased and tell you something. If you are a BI guy, so if you come from a BI background, you don't need Java, and your goal has to be a master at Big and Hive. So if you're a ETL kind of a guy, your goal really has to be Big and Hive. So if your background is BI, don't worry about Java. So basically, if your background is BI and you want to continue in BI. Now if your background is BI and you want to go to development, then unfortunately you'll have to learn Java. But if you're a guy who's in BI, who's been doing ETL stuff for like few years, want to know how to do ETL with Hadoop, just learn Pig and Hive and learn it properly and you should be good. If you're administration, then Hadoop administration does not need Java. You certainly need to know Linux. So if you are a Hadoop administrator without Linux knowledge, you are going to have tough time. Okay. So if your goal is to be a Hadoop administrator, Linux is something really, really important. And yeah, without Linux, you will have tough time holding yourself. If you're a developer, okay, again, this is my take. You still don't need Java. What you really need is any one language and problem solving. Now why problem solving? Because see, MapReduce is straightforward Java. There is no, it's a no-brainer Java, because there is a skeleton you need to follow it. The challenge is, the real challenge for developer is to look at monolithic or single piece problem and break it down to distributed computing. So you really need, honestly, you don't need Java as such, because even if you are the best guy in Java on the planet, if you fail to basically look at a problem and break it down into distributed computing, you will still struggle, because Java is not going to help you. So let's take example of sorting. Okay, Sorting, so far we've always, I understand there'll be Java guys who can do sorting in the most optimal way. They've been doing it like say since 10 years now, but the same sorting, what if the same sorting was to be done on 10 terabyte of data on 100 machines? Well, the whole ball game changes. Now Java is not going to help you there. What will really help you is how do you really break the problem. So it's, you should really be good at solving problems, programmatic problems, but otherwise, yeah, it's not, Java is not going to help you there. Now, does any prior knowledge of DB Oracle helpful? Honestly, not exactly. If you know ETL as a concept, you will feel home with Big and High. That's about it. But knowing, let's say, SAP, HANA, or you know, other stuff, they don't necessarily take you to Hadoop because Hadoop is slightly different. Yeah, again, everybody says it's everything you know, a person promotes as it's different, but yeah, it is really different. It's not it's open source stuff and has its own way of doing things. How work environment for practice will be set up? Is it for few months? No, it's not for few months. It's for lifetime. It's lifetime. You get it once in whole life, unless you decide to basically, you know, give away your laptop or format it and not take backup. Otherwise, it's a lifetime stuff. Why? Because I'm giving you a virtual machine that is installed on your box, and you can get, I guess you're talking about can it be used for better data analysis? Yes, very much. Hadoop is right now, Hadoop is exactly used for that. What kind of analytics such as predictive is supported? Honestly, your thinking is the only limitation. You can do anything and everything that you want, and your thinking is the limitation. I think so. You can do predictive, you can do what you call fraud detection, everything that you want to do. Do we need Java experience for any specific language? I've already answered that question. Does certification help in starting a career in? Yes, very much. Getting a certification will certainly be a kickstart. So there's no question about it. Having a certification will really increase your chances of starting a career. Besides social media, who are big users of Hadoop? Oil and gas. You have telecom guys using it. You have ad agencies and ad networks and financial guys. These are the guys who are using it. Do I need Java experience? I think I've already answered that. So we have few more questions from there. Do we, just a minute. All right, so we have good amount of questions. So the first question is, all right, do we need specific tech background to learn and use Hadoop? As I said, depends. If you are an administrator, you will feel home at administration. If you are a developer, you will feel home at development. If you are a BI guy, so as I said, for BI guys, if you know ETL, you can swim in pig and hive. If you know administration of any kind, Hadoop administration is your playground. And if you are a dev guy, say I understand a lot of people are from Java background, then MapReduce is it. Now, does Hadoop deployment needs a database or database itself? How do you application data gets into server? It's a too evolved question, but let me answer this. No, it does not need any DB. That's first. Now, data ingestion is done by you. Okay, so there are tools, but you need to decide how data flows in. Will the class be a daily or weekend? Satish is the answer. Satish knows the answer, and Satish will get back on the schedule, because we also need to look at everybody's convenience as to which zone you guys are in. So while there is a specific answer, but we'll have to also see what best works for you also. What is the cost of certification? Well, if you go, there are two vendors. You have Cloudera. Now Cloudera certification is $295. The dev exam has 60 questions and is 2 hours. Same $295 for admin exam. Again, there are 60 questions and 120. Yeah, 2 hours. 2 hours or 90 minutes, but yeah, that's it. Then you have Mr. Hortonworks. The certification is $150 for admin and devs. Now, where does Hadoop stand in the market? Do companies move in this technology? Yes, very much. Data has reached a level where Hadoop has become necessity. Alright, so along with that we have a lot of other questions. Alright, wow. So we have first alright, so which one is good? Both are good. Depends on what your employer is looking for. So both of them, there is nothing to choose between Hortonworks or Cloudera. Both have equal name, and there is nothing that says okay, Hortonworks is better than Cloudera or Cloudera is better than Hortonworks. Honestly, there's nothing at all. What is the passing score? I can tell you about Cloudera. It is around 70%. I'm not sure of Hortonworks. All right. Is Netite as I use as a DB? Not in Hadoop's case. My SAN concepts are good. Does it? No. SAN SAN is completely a different ball game. SAN, so basically data processing using SAN is a completely different ball game. It helps to understand the big picture. That is it. If you have any prior this thing, oh yes, of course. So I'll tell you this way, it helps in if you are already, as I said, already BI, you find it very easy in Pig and Hive, and you get started. Already dev, map reduce becomes simple. And already admin, Hadoop admin is where you get started. Well, tricky question, but the answer is yes and no. Why yes? Because knowing infra would make you understand the bigger picture. No, because understanding Hadoop as a technology, you don't need infra. Yes, investigating agencies are also using Hadoop. Alright, so these are the questions. Well, we have few more. Alright, we have few more questions. Alright, I'll answer that. I'll answer every question. Alright. Do you not use any DB to store data in Hadoop? No. It's the file system. Does Informatica can be used for Hadoop? Oh yes, absolutely. Absolutely. It's the choice for ETL guys. Informatica is absolutely the choice, yeah. Yes, a bit. Linux knowledge will make life extremely simple. Pig and Hive, they are high level. See, in a nutshell, high level languages for Hadoop. So people who don't use Java and are from ETL, Pig and Hive is the choice. Yeah, hi Neha. So you can get to info@tektrainings.com. Satish, if you could share your email address on the chat, that will be really great. Satish? Yeah. So Neha, this is the place to contact. I hope it is visible. All right. Now this is a pretty new field. Do the employers ask for a lot of experience on pyramid? The answer is yes and no. Yes, because if you apply for a giant like Amazon, Walmart, FB or LinkedIn, well, you better know your stuff. You better know a lot of stuff. Else it's a tough ride. And know if you are getting to a startup that is beginning with Hadoop. The point is both will require knowledge, but if you're looking for these companies, they already have Hadoop set up and they're using, like, let's say FB, Facebook or Amazon, they're using stuff for like 3-5 years now. So they expect you to be, you know, that. So if you just have a certification and you're applying for Amazon, Walmart or these guys, you may have tough time. Okay. Wow, this is a fantastic question, and let's answer that. You can certainly choose Hadoop. Now, what field you want to go in is purely your choice. Again, this will boils down to your inclination. If you have problem solving as your interest, so basically you can break down programming problems, then you know dev is the choice for you. If you are someone who is interested on the system side, it will be admin. Now see, while I say this, everything is possible. It's like, you know, it really depends on your interest. There is nothing stopping them. So if you feel that, yeah, you can crack problems, development would be the choice. If you want to be slightly on the system side, admin would be the choice. If you love playing with numbers and reports, what I would suggest is get familiar with BI and also get familiar with Hadoop, and you will be good. So that is it. Along with that, so Satish has given this, and then I have do you help with job search and interview? I would be honest to say that no. If we come across, we'll share an opportunity with you, but there are no commitments. Because most of the times, okay, in spite of you getting certified, if the companies are looking for something more, then you know it's tough. Another thing is getting a job. Uh, it's partly knowledge, partly based on, you know, how well you perform in an interview. So those things are, you know, tricky. So it would be slightly, you know, making a false promise to you guys that, you know what, no, we'll help you, and if 3 months nothing works out, then you know it will be a disappointment. So honestly, there are no commitment at all. So neither do me as a trainer make a commitment, neither we as a company, Tektraining Online, will make you any commitment that we'll help you with this. Yes, if there is some company that comes to us and says, you know what, do you know anybody who knows Hadoop, we may very well point that opportunity to you, but it's then you and that company. Neither do we play a middleman here to get you a job or something. So there are absolutely no assurances. How a beginner guy stand in the market and what is the market value? What I would suggest is, first thing, get certified. Before that, don't even get to the market and start looking for a job. That's your goal number one. And then probably if you are seriously looking for a job, I would say your approach would be start answering on forums. Now this has two benefits. You learn and you share and you build your reputation. It's a slow process. It's a 3 to 6 months affair, not a one-day thing. But otherwise, if you are hardcore fresher and you're looking for a job next day in Hadoop after this course or certification, I think that's an overambitious thing, because companies would expect you to showcase your knowledge. And I think the best way to do that would be to start with get certified. Please get certified, then get to build your online presence, and then companies will automatically hunt for you. Okay. But otherwise, I don't believe that there'll be any shortcut, because see, if you are a business intelligence guys and no pig and hive, your automatic choice for a company. Why? Because they are working in BI and they need a guy. If you're a guy who's good in Java development, well, MapReduce is the next choice for you. But if you are a pure fresh guy, companies would be reluctant to hire you. So you'll have to really build your presence. Otherwise, there's no shortcut to it. Is Cisco certification helps? Absolutely not. Honestly, Cisco is a networking thing and has very little to do with Hadoop. Okay, the only thing it may help you is it may help you only in admin when at job you are setting up a data center. But otherwise, edge-based certification, I'm not sure what exactly is your question. Does Hadoop have any competitor? As of now, there is no commercial competition to Hadoop. Now, a lot of companies are using Hadoop in their products. So no one is putting resources to beat Hadoop, but in fact, everyone is focusing on how Hadoop can be supported on their platform. So look at Oracle Exadata that has Hadoop in it. Talk about most of the ETL tools, they have connectors to Hadoop, and most of the guys are just seeing it from the perspective that how they can collaborate. What is the name of this certification? Is it Hadoop certification? What certification are you talking about? Okay, yeah, so it's called as Cloudera certification for Hadoop development, and then there is Cloudera certification for Hadoop administration. Okay, how Hadoop is different from cloud? Hadoop is a technology that can be hosted on these clouds. So Hadoop and clouds have nothing to do with each other. Hadoop is just a technology that can be hosted on the cloud. So what all flavors are there for Hadoop? Flavors of Hadoop. Okay, there is a vanilla flavor that is on Apache website. Then you have CDH, that is Cloudera's distribution. Then you have HD, which is Hortonworks. You have Pivotal, that is from Greenplum. You have IDH, which is from Intel. You have HD Insights, which is Hadoop on Windows. and you have Big Insights. I'm not really sure if Big Insights is a Hadoop distribution. I'm not sure. Okay, but I'm not sure of this. So there is, you see the landscape is really crowded. So yeah, there's a limitation to how much we can, what do you call, keep tap on, because it's a big ecosystem and people are, you know, I don't know anything about Java. I have experience only on Linux admin. So yes, of course, you can certainly, if you are already Linux admin, as I said, Linux admin would mean you are automatic choice for Hadoop admin, because it's not that different. Can we install Hadoop on a Linux machine or on a Windows machine? Yes, you need Sigwin, or you can download HD Insights from Hortonworks, but that is in beta. Alright guys, I think we are done with all the questions. So hope you guys enjoyed the session, and hope everybody is clear with all the questions they had. And I'm sure that everybody has a fair idea of what we are going to cover, how we are going to cover, and what Hadoop is all about. Yeah, do let me know if there are any questions, else probably we can call it a day, and yeah, we hope to catch you up in the session. Hello. All right. See you guys. Yeah, for more information guys, please shoot an email to Satish, and everything from a scheduling perspective to, you know, timings and everything, Satish would guide you with this, and we'll try our best to make sure that everything works with your convenience. But you know, we always cannot do that because there are a lot of people, but we'll try our best to, you know, be as flexible as we can for you guys. All right then, thanks for joining in, and see you at the class. Yeah, all these details will be provided by Satish Shailendra. So Shailendra, you can drop an email to Satish and he'll take care of it. Yeah. All right. Thanks a lot. Thanks, Joe. Thanks, Ashwani. See you. Thanks, Shailendra. Bye, Durga. Yeah. Bye. Thanks, Tarun. Thanks a lot. Yeah. Thanks, Gokhale. Yeah. Thanks, Raja. Thanks a lot. Thanks for the kind words.